Walled gardens is a big thing in our business, which is why you're asking. It's a good question. So there's been a lot of talk about having true third-party measurement providers, and so far we are a true third-party measurement provider. And some of the challenges there are when you are outside the big silos is how do you get into the silos? How do you start understanding what's going on in the silos? And we've worked with various different systems that can estimate and that can partially cover what's going on Facebook and Google. But what we feel now is that the conversations from the larger silos are expanding and becoming more and more real. They're looking for serious partners that they can partner up with, where they trust that they can be measured in the right way. So we have numerous conversations with the bigger players in the world. I think that where measurement is going is that all media is becoming digital, which means that you want to have a unified measurement at the end of that. So you have addressable TV, you have all the usual online channels, you have parts of linear TV, you have radio, outdoor. All of these channels will be digital at some point. And basically to build that interface and build that panel structure where you can handle all this in the same way as we are handling digital campaigns today, I think that's one of the challenges that we are looking at anyway.
How close do you think we are to having that truly unified measurement where advertisers can have faith that everything's being measured accurately?
I think we're pretty close. Everything is one thing's for sure. Everything is going faster than we think. So much technology is available. So much development is going on in the way that we are watching TV. The fragmentation of TV users, the fragmentation of TV channels, all points to more and more digital uptake, and the rates of with the growth of digital TV viewing is much higher than we thought just a year and a half or a year ago. So it's coming much quicker than we think. I mean, basically where we are right now is we can track everything that's digital. It's more looking in when you come into set-top boxes that are of age. If you have a 10-year-old set-top box, it's a closed circuit system, whereas the younger they get, the more open they are with the use of Android and other things. And so we're getting there. We've learned a lot about audiences, I'd say, over the past 7 years or so. One thing which is we believe is important in our further progress into new geographies is that the Nordics is a very small countries. So when you are doing audience measurement like we do in countries with 4, 5, 6 million people, then you need quite large panels to generate sample sizes on all your campaigns. And so we can basically track campaigns all the way down to 100,000 or less impressions and still get a true picture of who actually saw the campaign. And that's not what we see when we see the competition in other markets. It's more like hundreds of millions of impressions that's needed, which means that in the larger markets, audience measurement is more like a novelty. It's a campaign once in a while you do it, you pay a lot of money for that, or, well, as our approach is that all campaigns should be tracked. You should generate as much data, as much knowledge as possible, and then you should activate that data in an AI context or something else where you can see the patterns in that data and learn from it and use it in other contexts as well. So that's at least one thing we've learned, which is very Nordic specific. I'd say one of the other things that we're focusing a lot on is that we do real people in real time. So all our measurement is based on real people. It's not calculated panels. It's real people that have signed up. That gives a high precision when you have large quantities of real people. And that's what you want when you're doing measurement, as opposites to doing targeting, where you would like to have less precision but larger segments. So we have two lines of services. We have a freemium service, which is a global service called User Report, and that's basically a trade. It gives a publisher a lot of advantages. You can implement this. You can track NPS scores on various setups on your page. You can use the data that you collect in combination with Google Analytics. You can build segments that are unique for you, that you can sell to your clients or that you can use for media buying if you're a brand. It doesn't have necessarily to be a commercial publisher that's using it. So that's the freemium side. The freemium side also shares some data with us, which becomes the panels that are underneath the audience measurement products. So the audience measurement side is a premium service. It's basically a SaaS model where you pay a subscription and then you can track campaigns. You can either do a flat fee and track as many as you want, or you can do a pay-as-you-go. So currently we are setting up in the UK. We now have a live panel in the UK, which is operational. So we have a little more than 125,000 panelists in the panel there. The next country we're moving into is Germany, and Germany looks like it's going to be like 4 or 5 months from now. We're also operational in Asia, in Vietnam, where we have the full stack open. So those are the short-term developments for the company. It's a different scalability is different when you are actually talking about real people. If we were calculating the panels, then we could buy data and we could expand much faster. But the precision that you get from having real people is what is sort of the core of our business.